Welcome to Talk from the Terraces. This episode we're without Anthony. He's injured in the treatment room, but so I am joined by Gavin King, aka Casual Sniper, and also by Martin Wymo Gardner. So how are you, Gavin?
Yeah, good. Yeah, all good.
And obviously, Martin, you've been sunbathing all weekend, haven't you?
Can you fucking see how shiny my head is?
Now, I don't know, Gavin, if you've seen the video I sent you. I want to crack straight into this.
Yeah, I have.
It's a steward from Solihull Moors. I suppose you could use the word restraining a Southend United fan. I will show the video for the viewers to see what we're on about.
That's why we don't like you, mate. That's why we don't like you.
This was absolutely disgusting, wasn't it, Martin?
Well, I reckon it fucking was. Yeah. I see it online. I see a few comments from lads from different mobs. A few of my Grimsby mates. You know, it wouldn't have happened there for a start. They'd have just got fucking stuck in. Thing is, right, what I notice, you know, like your people in the background, get off him, you're on his neck, you're on his neck. There was three of them that I could see, stewards. The old bill weren't there yet.
No.
Now, it all depends. First thing I'm looking around for, if I'm there, is cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't do anything stupid. But if they're being OTT, it depends if you know the lad or not, like, but it maybe didn't depend on if you knew the lad or not. It was how heavy-handed they were. I mean, basically, if I saw that, I'd be fucking straight in there, dragging them off, not punching, kicking, and flailing.
No,
they've got a job. They've got a job to do, but there's certain, like, you know, there's ways of going about things, and they were proper heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And if I was with my mates and we saw that, I'll tell you now, we'd have dragged him off for a start. His mate might have started, and would have tried to pull him off as well. And if they got a little bit heavy-handed, I'm afraid they'd have got fucking banged end off.
Yeah.
It was nearly. We've all seen the thing with, you know, what started BLM and all that bollocks and that lot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was left to go viral, wasn't it? For a reason, that was.
Yeah. Of course it was.
Yeah.
But I mean,
with this,
what I want to say to you, Gavin, after all what happened with the coppers kneeling on George Floyd's neck, in that video, he's quite clearly kneeling on his neck. So you would have thought the steward would have known better, wouldn't you, Gavin?
I've got a mate. He's got his own security firm now. He's a good mate of mine. He had the contract for Wembley, Twickenham. He does a lot of football stewarding and stuff. Anyway, I sent him over the video, and of course he said he didn't know the full background of it, but evidently the guy was trying to bite the steward. He said he should have been restrained face down, but to me, and I've got no love for stewards, trust me. People who know me from Fratton Park, I've got a bit of history with stewards, but Mark, he couldn't give his full opinion on it because he didn't know, the full story. But yeah, if the bloke was biting, he should be restrained face down. But he did mention the police were just stood by observing. They weren't doing anything.
To a certain extent, yeah, they were.
And I agree as well. If that was some of my mates being treated like that, you're not just going to stand there and pop your phone up. No. I certainly wouldn't have done.
No.
Whoever the guy was filming it, if it was him that was shouting, "That's why we don't like you," well, you get in there and help the guy, don't you?
Get in there and do something about it.
Exactly. You nailed it.
It's just I don't.
Or you go and grab someone else who's got more authority and will deal with it.
Yeah.
I.e. the fucking coppers.
Well,
Yeah.
We don't like to do that. Well, none of us like
I'll
to
tell you a
ask a
story,
copper
right?
to do anything.
Years ago at QPR, right? I mean, we weren't very old. We went, one of my mates was an asthmatic. And as we got in the ground, they found his inhaler. This one copper said to him, get down and do a fucking 100 press-ups. We were like, you're having a laugh. He'll have a bloody asthma attack. So one of my mates went off and got one of the other officers, told him, and he pulled him up on it. But he was hell-bent on getting him to... My mate was down there starting the press-ups. We was only young. Yeah, there you go.
Do anything to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
You know, when was that? Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, that was late 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, coppers. We're a bit. It was different back then, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
You know, I mean, some of them were quite funny. We went to Oxford once, and this copper stood next to me. He said, "I love it when Pommy come to town." We said, "Why is that?" He said, "Can I give you a good item with me truncheon?"
Yeah, or we used to have, we love it when so and so comes to town, like because we know there's always going to be a sport. This sergeant called Gossage, he said, "We love it, YMO, because we love a bit of sport with you guys." Sport.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you knew where you stood, didn't you? Nowadays,
yeah. So what would you rather do, 100 press-ups or get fucking nicked? Yeah, straight down, mate. I'll be straight down.
You know what I would rather do. Okay, we'll change the subject over, and the big story of the weekend is Manchester United. Now, I saw a poster for a Man United fans protest that's going to be held on the 22nd of August, and I thought it's a bit early in the season to be holding a protest and saying, you know, that you don't want things happening at your club, this, that, and the other. But after the defeat yesterday to Brentford, 4-0, and some of the goals it was like watching the Keystone Cops to Man United defence.
I haven't seen it, so I haven't got a clue. But
they were, I think at least two of them were defensive mix-ups. They're a club in disarray, aren't they, Martin?
Well, did you listen to Gary Neville after the match, his post-match talk? I mean, it fucking went on for a long time, but he nailed it. It's the Glazers. They own the fucking club, and he said at one point, Neville said, like a couple of seasons ago, we had 350 million, 400 million, you know, for that the transfers. They've got 50. Yeah. No one seems to want to take the money. There's even rumours of them cancelling Ronaldo's contract, right? You could see yesterday the word subordinates came into it because you see his face in front of the manager, Targ. And Ronaldo was fucking pissed off. You could see because he's been used to winning, you know, and he must be fucking embarrassed. And the thing is, right now, Manchester, I don't like to say it because I don't like Man U, right? You know, but they've got a massive following worldwide. Big club. You can't say they're not a big club because they fucking are. They're a massive club. But look where they are now. They are in total disarray, and they've got to come over here and then sort out the hierarchy. The people that like well, they've given it that you've got a manager. But is he the one that's pulling all the strings? Has he really got as much clout? Like, you know,
I'd never even heard of that guy. I'd never even heard of him.
No,
not until he went there. No, I hadn't.
No, there you go.
And I think that's half the trouble. When I listened to Gary Neville yesterday, he was saying that the Glazers, the only money the Glazers actually spend comes through from the revenue.
Yeah.
From the shirts and stuff. They actually haven't spent any of their own money. They're over in America, so they're away from it all. Apparently, Old Trafford is falling to bits.
It's an old ground.
Yeah.
This sounds very much like Pompey, this does. With the Yanks. Yeah,
but on a bigger scale.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, without doubt. But, yeah. You know.
Yeah,
it's all about.
All right, right. Man City, right? You get the words right. You hit, and I can't stand it when they say it. You bought the league. You bought your way into. You don't. you've still got to get the players and you've got to get them to fucking gel.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
Martin.
It's a load of fucking bollocks, right? They're not playing. They're a shit fucking team at the moment.
They are.
They are fucking shit. There's one or two that are playing to like 70% of their fucking capacity.
Of their ability, yeah.
Of their ability, like, and I watched the highlights. Like, obviously, fucking shocking.
Do you think he's lost the dressing room, the manager, already?
What, already? I'm not even sure. Like, I mean, no, honestly, I just don't think they're gelling as a fucking squad. You know, I'm not going to go into players' names, things like that. And you know, like, there's a few that I'd have got rid of, like, but no one seems to want to go there.
No.
That's the thing as well. And like, you know, they're in a fucking shocking state, and I reckon it's just going to get worse. They're not going to go down, obviously.
No,
but that's their seed. 2 games in, they're not title contenders already.
No.
And so this thing about like them protesting things like that, yeah, I think they fucking will, like, and I think it needs a complete Man United, just a total overhaul, or the Glazers to fuck off. I'm not going to say another sheikh come in and fucking buy it, like, but you know what? Though Man United fans won't say fucking no to Man City's like Sheikh Man's, not you know, like the equivalent of like someone coming in, knocking that shithole down, building it from the ground up again, like from basics back up again, and turn it, because what they have got the fan base.
They've
got the fan base. They can fill that ground. If they're a decent team and they're winning week in, week out, 75,000 fans every fucking week without a shadow.
And the commercial side of it. And the commercial side of it.
They've got a protest that's organised for the 22nd. And I would have, like I said earlier, I would have thought it'd be too early in the season. But to see the state of Man United at the moment, I know we're only 2 games in, but maybe it's not too early, Gavin. What's your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't watch a hell of a lot of the Premier, so I'm not really a fay with it all. But if they're well organised, the fans, there's people behind this protest. There must be to organise it.
Gary Neville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to them, and it's obviously been brewing for a while, because it don't just happen. It just doesn't happen.
I think you're right there, Gavin. They haven't organised this over the weekend, have they?
No.
I think you're absolutely.
It'd be interesting to see how well organised it is. You know, when Pompey were going under, we had protests down there, and it was pretty well organised. You know, there were some pretty savvy lads behind it. But it'd be interesting to see. I mean, you can get sometimes they're going to do these protests and they just fizzle out.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see.
Man United have to start listening to their fans. They really
100%. Yeah, without.
But whether or not the Glaziers will is a different story, isn't it?
Exactly, Gavin. Whether the Glaziers listen or not is, I don't know about you two, but I just don't think the Glazers understand or care about football.
No, and I reckon this club now is going to start hemorrhaging money big style. And when it starts to hemorrhage money like fucking big style, and they're not interested, they're not making, and it's just like their little fucking toy, I think they'll be willing to get rid and fuck off, like.
Yeah, they've been it off, haven't they?
Okay, I'll move on to and have noticed that a few clubs have introduced this already. This safe standing, Gavin, which is basically it's seats with a bar in front of it. Do you think that it said it's going to bring the atmosphere back? Do you think it's all that it's cracked up to be?
Not what I've seen of it. If it's just a little bar around them, it's not much different to the seats, is it?
No.
Unless you've got a whole terrace, you're never going to get back to how it was. You know, and that's never going to happen because of health and safety. I mean, we all remember going back, being on the terraces and that crush when when someone scores, all swaying about. You know,
can you remember when we called it a surge?
Yeah.
That was that was when a surge. Honestly, it would be like a proper surge, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Thousands going forward. And the thing is, with these bars, you know, if that did happen, what's stopping people getting crushed against those fucking bars?
Yeah. I mean, I still think with the seats, with the amount, if you have a fire or something like that, and you've got people in them seats, you're going to have mass panic, and people are going to start falling over the seats. Then you've got a problem there.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it was you said last week, Gavin, the last time you went to Pompey, or one of the last times, you were told to sit down and
that's it. Sit down, shut
quiet
up,
and
and
that's not football, is it?
No, it's not.
You know,
no,
tennis. You know,
that's going back to the stewards as well. Give them a tabard, and they think they can. Yeah, you know.
The thing is, you got your season ticket holders, and they've got their seat for the season, and that's it. So you've got that same person.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
there, fucking there and behind you.
Yeah,
and if you've got a granny there, a granddad there, a fucking short ass there, and some fucker that's tall in front of you, you're going to stand up to try and fucking see in front of him. She can't fucking hear, he can't fucking see, and he's behind you like fucking sit. It's like, that's why I don't go.
That's what's taking it all away.
Yeah, I mean, there has been instances where people go to matches and they can't sit next to their mate because, like you said, Martin, all the seats are organised and they give out to certain people, and it's like, well, I don't want to go football with me pal, and he's fucking over there somewhere.
That's it. Yeah, that's why I love the non-league.
All the lads used to go in together, and you'd all fucking sit or stand together in your mob, and you try and get as close as you could to the away fans. And it's a show of force.
We was all up near the Boiler Dump at Fratton Park, all stood there, all our lads, and we all knew where everyone was. We'd always meet there, week in, week out.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Well, those times are never going to come back, are they?
No, you're not fucking wrong.
Unfortunately not, Gavin. Okay, we spoke last episode about the World Cup in Qatar and will it be a write-off? What I wanted to bring up today is the Southgate debate. So I'll come to you first, Martin. Is he the man for the job, or does he fit the job because he's right for the FA? That's what I want to ask you.
Yeah, he's right for the FA, but he ain't right for the job, right? I mean, to me, right, there hasn't been, in my eyes, a good fucking England manager since Bobby Robson. When we went out, was it World Cup 1990, wasn't it? Semis, Germany. Yeah. That run, I forget it was, fucking hell, if I remember, 20, forget how many games, 25, 28, whatever, in the high 20s. Yeah. And we had a right good fucking run. Since then, I think they've all been Fabio Capelli, Sven Goran Eriksson. I fucking didn't rate any of them.
No.
And I do think that he's been handpicked, and I don't think he's going anywhere, and I don't think he's going anytime fucking soon. But I don't rate him at all. No, I don't. He's done all right. We've done average. We're an average fucking team. We've got some good players. We have got some good players. Got some cracking players in this country. And people always say, "Oh no, why can't we find an Englishman for the job?" Right. So we've found an Englishman for the job. Fucking ain't working in my eyes. It's not working. Like, get rid the sooner. Get someone who can like make them tight again. And
who do you get in there, like?
Hey,
who do you get in there?
Fucking don't ask me, mate. You know what I mean?
No, see, that's it.
I
don't know.
Okay, Gavin, I'll come to you, Gavin, now. Obviously, people that are watching this were going to say, how can you say this about Southgate? He got us to the Euro final and he got us to the semi-finals and all the rest of it. But the draw was kind to us, wasn't it, Gavin, when that happened?
Yeah, I think I've been disillusioned with England for a fair while. I mean, I can take it or leave it, you know. Again, it's not like I keep harping back to I think we look through rose-tinted spectacles, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, there's for one, you know, you had characters years ago, didn't you, in the England team? It's all, I don't know, just much of a muchness.
Lack of leaders, no Terry. Yeah.
I used to love England, you know, and you go back to Wilkins and people, you know, all. I suppose it's because we grew up with them. I don't know. It was different back then.
We've grown up with your Terry Butchers, your fucking Scholes.
Yeah,
right? Like proper Stuart Pearce is proper fucking footballers, like.
Yeah.
yeah.
And all right, I see this thing the other day. Like, they'll play right and they'll do something. Like you say, all right, yeah, you got us to the fucking semis. Then you're looking at Instagram, Facebook next week. You've got your Jack Grealish and all these they're controlled and all. Sorry, you women out there, by fucking wags, you know, and they'll be told what to do, and they'll all be on yachts going to different places on fucking holidays, and it is all about look at me new fucking, you know. They'll all come through. They won't even look at you anymore. They'll have their head down. They'll have their headphones on. They'll have the new fucking lime green fucking Balenciaga stilettos on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With a fucking Burberry fucking man bag and fluffy
I met Paul Merson a little while ago.
fucking head.
My
To me,
mate-
it's all about
I
the
met Paul
money and the
Merson.
fucking bling and the things.
Yeah, go
I
on.
met Paul Merson a little while ago. Again, to do with my mate who does. He used to drive Paul Merson about. Anyway, took me down to meet him, and he did one of his an evening with Paul Merson. And during that, he said, and he was right. He said there won't be players about like us anymore, where you could interact with them. He said they're all in bubbles.
That's
Yeah.
down to money, isn't it, Gavin?
Of course, yeah, I think so, very much so. But I
And,
think that also then leads to, you know, the guys like us, we detach ourselves from it because it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, you could go. I remember during the what was it Euro? When was we? When Euro '96 was it?
Yeah.
When we got to the semis, whatever it was. Then I remember we got caught behind the coach going to Wembley. I was with this bird and she drove behind the coach. We got to Wembley Way. I said, let me out the car. I chased the coach up Wembley Way, jumped up and was banging on the window. And Tony Adams was on there and he turned round and he went, come on. You wouldn't get that nowadays.
No,
No,
You know, you wouldn't get that nowadays.
no, they wouldn't even look at you, would they?
No, of course they wouldn't.
No.
They're all way above us. You know, it's
Yeah, like you say, they are so far removed and they do live in their bubbles. And
yeah. But
yeah,
that is the way. That's the way football's gone completely, isn't it?
And another thing you wouldn't have heard of, right? And it's a bit fucking embarrassing. I'm not going to go on about that Wagatha Christie fucking trial, but people like Rooney and fucking Vardy,
yeah,
that shit don't fucking help.
no, it doesn't. It's a sad state of affairs.
We don't like the modern game, do we?
No,
Don't fucking
a lot
sound
of
like
old
it, does
school
it?
don't know. A lot of old school don't.
I know. Are we right for this fucking show or what?
Of course.
So we are actually because we're saying it as it is.
Yeah,
Where a lot
exactly.
of other
Fucking,
people
yeah,
don't.
damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at them on the telly; they're all told what to say. It's all
on the TV, that's for sure.
yeah, exactly. There you
The
go.
fucking programmed.
Exactly.
Got it in the titles. Talk from the terraces. That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. It's talk from
Exactly
the man. Speaking, so I'll come to you now, Martin. There was a subject that you wanted to bring up, and I fully support this. So over to you, Martin.
It wasn't really what I actually wanted to bring up, but I will talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw my post on Facebook the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
And basically, I just sat down, and I've got a few like family problems. Couple of members of family. I'm not going to go into detail, like,
No, you don't.
and a couple of health problems, things like that. I'm not going into detail with that either. And yeah, I had a fucking massive panic attack. I never used to get them, right?
Right.
But it was fucking horrible. You know, I felt, you know, my heart was going 10 to the dozen, but it was that sense of like impending doom and something shit was going to fucking happen. I was surrounded by, you know, and I had a couple of diazepam and I went to bed, but I woke up exactly the same. And so I put something on Facebook. You saw what I put on Facebook and that lot, and it wasn't like a sympathy fucking plea or anything like that.
No.
You know, and I had a couple of messages off lads. I'm not, you know, certain lads like, fucking what's your problem, blah 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 blah. Hey up man, fucking man up and then, but I've got quite a wide circle of friends.
Yeah.
I've got my like DJ friends and my party people friends who are a little bit more fucking sympathetic, like, you know, give me advice on techniques and things like that, breathing techniques, blah blah. And I don't think that men talk about it enough. I don't. We're like fucking men, especially like an ex football fucking hooligan.
No.
You know what I mean? So I'm expected to like keep my mouth shut and fucking deal with it and not say a word. It's like no bollocks to that. I've always been an emotional person, and I've always been in touch with all my senses and and emotions. You know, I can laugh, I can smile, I can cry, I can be happy, sad, mad, bad, whatever kind of thing. And I don't think we should fucking hide away from that kind of fact, like you know what I mean. So
No,
yeah,
Martin, and I.
if you're out there, there's men out there like don't just fucking keep it up there like and in there.
Oh,
Fucking tell
anyone-
some bastard.
Anyone who watches my Twitter will know that I'm an open book with my problems. I'm always doing videos, and recently, yeah, I've had a few issues, and I've had a bit of counselling. So,
men's
and
mental health, like you
Yeah.
say, Martin, the worst message you can get is man up.
yeah,
What one lad I put on there, right? You saw what fucking record I put on there. It was Olivia Newton-John, Magic, and I said, what did I say? Something like, oh yeah, because for all those people out there that think I'd want a fucking dance track because I'm a fucking DJ, like, no, I want this play. And one of my mates, like, he's a fucking cracking lad, banter sometimes a bit below the belt, but he don't mean it. He means it in jest. But he says, oh, you only want the one song at your funeral. You know what I mean? And that fucking emoji, like I thought, fuck you know.
There is a group. There is a group. There is a men's mental health group that, and I've advertised them before, called Casual Minds Matter. They are based in Burnley, but I'd like to see them go nationwide. And it's a group that is about. It's from the football lad's perspective. Just because you're a football lad, don't mean you're not going to have problems. It's as simple as that. And I really thank you for bringing it up, Mike, because men's mental health.
Can I add something as well? That the way the country is at the moment, and I said this to you the other night, the way the country is at the moment and where we're heading, there's going to be a lot of people with mental health issue problems.
Yeah.
With the way the bills and stuff, and you know it
Yeah, I mean, all right. Lockdown didn't help a lot of people. I didn't mind it myself because before I had my 2 lots of surgery as a key worker, I was driving up and down the M62 with fucking articulated lorry like, and it was like I used to call it the M62 ghost away. You'd be lucky if you saw a fucking car. You'll see another wagon flash each other, and I fucking loved it. And then when my problem started, that's when it kind of started. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't. I had surgery, divorce, lost my job, lost my fucking property, and I thought, fucking hell, I could end up homeless, and so I was going for a bit of a shit time back then, you know. But I put on a big front to go down my boozer with all our lads and that lot. And when I was on crutches and shit like that, I'd have them kick him away, pick him up, fucking chuck him, walk behind me limping, shit like that, because the football lads, they didn't mean anything fucking personal by it. But that was there's that kind of stigma that goes with lads, and especially lads of our fucking era and what we've fucking done, and it's not right.
Yeah, I think sometimes, Martin, if our friend does open up, we kind of don't know how to handle it sometimes. You know, that's why you may get the messages of man up and stuff, which I think is the most stupidest thing a person could say.
Oh yeah, have a word, why man? Fuck that.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than what it was. I mean, you know, you can. I mean,
there is a lot more out there.
Yeah, when I had my problems with alcohol, and I did my first radio show about it, and my mum, bless her, she turned around because she's old school, and she said, "Why do you do things like this? It's embarrassing." And I said to her, "Mum, I didn't speak out about it before. That's where I ended up nearly dying because of alcohol abuse."
Exactly.
You know, because I didn't want to talk to anyone because I was ashamed.
Yeah,
I was ashamed. I'm an alcoholic. I'll always be an alcoholic because I'm addicted to alcohol.
But you're in recovery. Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to anyone. And eventually, when I started to talk, and now I do my radio show occasionally, and it's like a breath of fresh air,
isn't we? You know,
eh?
I think we have to try and get the stigma away from it.
Yeah, we do, big time.
Just because we're football lads, just because we do this, we do that, and we come across as macho. And I think to a certain extent, everybody wears a mask in society. It's not.
Oh yeah, big time.
We are.
Big time.
When we're indoors.
I've always been quite open, quite. You know, I've always been just. yeah, controversial kind of thing, and quite open, but always with my emotions, things like that. And but lads will like think, well, you know, you was game as fuck back then, and my mate said you used to be a right laugh back then. I goes, I'm 56, 57 in October. Things
Life
change.
happens.
I goes, I didn't used to think like that back then. I just used to like live for the weekend for a fucking good old tear up, smoke a bit of resin and shag as many birds as possible. I didn't fucking have any life fucking problems. Now I've got kids, health problems and shit like that. It just fucking gets you. It's like overload, boom. So I don't mind fucking putting something out there, like, you know, because I'm not ashamed.
No,
And what people
it's brave.
think, I don't give a fuck anyway. What they think.
No, I think it's brave of you to speak up. Actually, I think to take the coward's way out, you'd have just bottled it up and
more honest than brave. I don't think that's brave. Like, I just think it's just fucking up, just honest.
Yeah, when I do my videos about, you know, the alcohol and stuff, people say you're just so brave. But yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. It's being honest and open. That, you know, exactly. That's the way you've got to go about it.
Yeah.
Because that in turn will then, a certain amount of people will take inspiration from that, and they may go off. So there'll be people that watch it and then think, right, I'm going to go off and speak to someone because I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
suffering.
if you can do it, if Wimo can go on there and fucking say that, fucking hell, and he's so and so, then fucking hell, anybody can do it.
Exactly, mate. And I thank you for bringing it up. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We're coming towards the final whistle. So I'd like to thank Martin Gardner and Gavin King. One thing before we go, Anthony has his fight next weekend, so I'd like to wish Anthony Vivian the best.
Wish him all the best.
Let's hope. I don't know who's fighting, but I hope he smashes him all over.
Yeah.
I don't know the other lad. You know what I mean?
Hopefully he'll be on next week's podcast and he'll come back with a victory. It's his 4th pro fight. He's entered the boxing game very late. So we wish him all the best.
Yeah, wish him all the best. Yeah.
And sports videos coming from UK Casual soon.
Take care. Brilliant.